What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. Before we get into this video, if you don't mind, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell. That way you will be made aware of every time that I go live. I go live every single night, you guys, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are having recovery support group meetings every single night here on Real Talk Recovery. So if you're an addict and you are struggling because you can't get to a meeting, come hang out with us every single night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You won't want to miss it. Tonight we have a special guest coming on, Brian from SoberTube. He's going to come on and share his story. He just celebrated 10 years of sobriety, so I can't wait to hear his story and how he has managed to stay sober for so damn long. So that's a freaking big accomplishment, you know? And I think we all need to be proud of ourselves when we hit those milestones, you know? It's a big deal to get sober and stay sober because it's a struggle. It's a struggle every day. I know I have temptations. I have thoughts sometimes where I think, oh, wow, I could just use one time. But you can't just use one time. That one time could mean life or death. So anyway, that's not what this video is about. Y'all, I got to talk to you guys about the Tiger King. I need to talk to you guys about Joe Exotic. I watched that whole Netflix documentary in one day. And I was polarized. First of all, I know so many Joe Exotics. Living down here in the South, I'm telling you, every gay boy I was ever friends with is just like Joe Exotic. In fact, I was best friends with this guy named Jerry. We're still friends to this day. And he was gay. He didn't come out as gay until we graduated high school. But me and my friends, we knew it. We knew it. And when he finally did tell us, we was like, we already know. You know what I mean? So flamboyant, just outgoing, very, I'm the king, I rule the world, nobody can stop me now, right? So I'm not going to give away a bunch of the stuff. If you haven't seen the Netflix documentary Tiger King, go and watch it. It's a really, really good documentary. The reason why I want to talk about it is because drugs were involved in the story. For those of you guys that don't know, and welcome to all my new subscribers. There's so many of you guys that I have not got to meet and talk to personally. Please come to the chat tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Drop a comment so that way I can see your name and I can get to know you. If you can't make it tonight, drop a comment below this video and let me know who you are. Let me know how you found the channel and let me know your sobriety date. Or if you're struggling and you're still in active addiction, let's talk about it. You can call me anytime. So, I'm a recovering meth addict, okay? I shot methamphetamine for over 10 years. I didn't start shooting it until I was about 24. 24. So I guess I shot it for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for 8 years. 8 years I was shooting it, but I was addicted to methamphetamine for 13 years, since the time I was 18 to 32, so however long that is. So, meth made me crazy. I would stay up for days on end, you guys. I would be up for 12, 13 days in a row, hallucinating, seeing shit that wasn't really there. It was crazy. I have so many story times on my channel. I will link them down below of things that happened to me when I was high on methamphetamine. But in this story with Joe, he had all these boyfriends and husbands, actually. He actually got these men to marry him. And I know some of you are going, well, they must have been gay. No. This one that he had marry him actually is married to a woman now and opened up a Facebook. So if you guys want to go find him on Facebook, you can. I'm pretty sure his name was John something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Joe Exotic had all kinds of boyfriends that he later on made his husbands. And what he was doing was he was buying them lavish gifts. He was giving them a place to stay. They got to work on this zoo with all these tigers, and he supplied them with all the methamphetamine that they wanted. Methamphetamine and marijuana. For somebody who's never been addicted to methamphetamine, you're probably going, oh my God, like who would say they were gay to get methamphetamine? You've never been addicted to a drug. Drugs will make you do things that you never thought you would do. When I was on methamphetamine, I am not a lesbian. I hooked up with girls while I was on methamphetamine. I had threesomes when I was on methamphetamine. That shit will make you so crazy and so freaky that you didn't even know what was going on. Methamphetamine is a hell of a drug. It's not something that I recommend anyone try. So I wanted to kind of talk about an experience that I had, well, that I was part of, where it was like a Joe Exotic experience, okay? So when I was growing up, I had this best friend. Her name was Nikki. R.I.P. Nikki passed away. She ended up committing suicide, okay, guys? She committed suicide and she shot herself in the chest. We were best friends, you guys. I have a video where I talk all about how that happened, and I'll also link that below. We were best friends for years. We graduated high school together and we were best friends. Me and Nikki used to do meth together, and we would go out of town to this town called Glenwood, Arkansas, and we would hang out with these guys in Glenwood. The guys that we were hanging out with was a gay couple, Calvin and Goober. Calvin owned a hair salon, and he was making really good money, and he had meth, and we would go hang out with him and Goober and smoke meth and just kick it. Drive around, smoking bowls, doing all kinds of stuff. Go to his salon, hang out in the back while he was cutting hair, and get high with Goober, his partner. Or so I thought that was his partner. About a year went by, and we had been hanging out with these two crazy characters for the longest time. And let me just explain to you what they look like. Goober was tall, Wrangler jeans, boots, mullet, baseball cap, okay? Calvin was short, older man, skinny, flamboyant, more feminine, okay? But he still wore, men's clothes. He owned the hair salon. I thought Goober and Calvin were together, but they weren't, because guess what happened? Nikki ended up marrying Goober. Nikki and Goober ended up falling in love, and they got married, and I was their maid of honor. I remember the day that she was going to walk across the stage or go and get married and walk across the stage. Graduation, not go and get married. I was like, I thought he was gay. I thought they were a couple. What the hell are you doing? And she was like, no, they're not, and now I understand completely. It was all a drug relationship. The reason why he stayed around Calvin was to get free drugs. And this happens more than you think it does. So anyways, Goober and Nikki ended up getting married and, having a home and new cars and all kinds of things. And later on, in about 2 or 3 years after they had been married, Nikki got very depressed, you guys. Now, she was injecting opiates at this time and methamphetamine, and she just got really depressed, and she ended up taking her own life, So rest in peace to her. She was my best friend. Like, I'll never forget her. But when I saw Joe Exotic, it brought back all these memories of me hanging out with Calvin and Goober and Nikki. And us just like wilding out. And then all of a sudden him marrying my best friend and me thinking, I thought you were gay, Gay men that have money and drugs can manipulate young men, okay, young guys. I mean, they can manipulate any man, especially if the man is an addict. And so that's what was happening in the situation is Calvin had, money and drugs. And so Goober hung out with him all the time. Well, that's kind of what happened. That's exactly what happened with this Joe Exotic. He had money, he had drugs, he had tigers, he had a zoo, and these young guys were, tickling his fancy to get that money, to get them gifts, to get those drugs. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it's relevant to what's happening today, and it has to do with addiction. The disease of addiction doesn't care if you're gay, straight, trans, whatever, okay? It affects all areas of the life. And if you are, if you're close to your family members or not close to your family members, it also affects your family. So it touches all areas of the person's life. It can change who you are. You can be a different person when you're on drugs. That's what happened to me. Is I was a totally different person on drugs than I am today, the person that you see in front of you. Today I'm a person who would never steal. I do the right thing. I'm honest. When I was in my addiction, I was a liar. I was a manipulator. I was a thief. Today my life is different. So if you haven't watched that Tiger King, seriously, you guys, go and watch it. What do you think about Carol? Do you think she killed her husband? Do you think she fed him to the tigers? All these things I want to know. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Brian's story. All right? Bye, guys.